Welcome to practice. We're going to be moving through a flow that incorporates both eagle arms a lot and then also being on our forearms. So it is a little bit more upper body focused than some of the classes that I teach, because I think I tend to spend a lot of time on one leg or in lunges. And so this will be a little bit more focused on the upper body. That being said, it is still very grounding. And of course, make sure you customize to you, because we're going to be doing some couple funky things. So if it's not for your body, feel free to skip it or modify it, change it up to something that feels true for you. And for the heart space intention this week, I just keep being reminded that the challenges that are presented to us, the things that show up in our lives, and our hurdles that we have to hop over, I think like forests that we have to like find our way through, navigate, and climb up this mountain to get to where we're going. These challenging times in life, they are placed there for us and for a reason. And if it's showing up for you, there's something for you to learn from it. And that's what keeps showing up for me right now. I keep feeling like there's these challenges placed in front of me. And I have to remind myself that there is a lesson to be learned here, because sometimes it can be challenging to see that when you're in the midst of it. And so I think it's easier when we're on our yoga mat and the challenge is something like a dolphin pose, right? Standing on one leg, we can see how moving forward and through this challenge will give us something on the other side. We're learning something through that process of challenging our bodies. We're gaining strength, we're gaining space. When it's on the yoga mat, it's quite clear that there's a benefit. We keep choosing to show up to this practice, and not just for the physical, but for the deeper pieces of heart and mind as well. But then sometimes when we're like out in the real world and we're like, there's this giant mountain in front of me and I got to navigate through these trees and I can't see the path. I have to hop over this little river or whatever it might be. It's not as easy to see that there's going to be some outcome on the other side that is for our benefit. And so trusting in the process and trusting in the moments that we're in are the moments that we're meant to be in. So with all of that, we're just going to start in a seated meditation. We'll ground a little bit and then we'll move our bodies. So go ahead and get comfortable. Take a moment to close your eyes and settle in. And as you find your comfortable seat, as you adjust to the support of the earth, and you start to feel the length of your spine, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose right away. And an open mouth exhale to let go. Maybe one more if that would feel good. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And a cleansing exhale, release your breath. And seal your lips and breathing through your nose. Continue to deepen every inhale. Allow every exhale to lengthen out. Maybe begin to set an intention for your practice. Whether this is an openness and a willingness to move through the challenges, to trust the process, even when it feels difficult to navigate, even when it feels unsteady, uncertain as to where you're going. We trust that we are where we are for a reason, and what's been placed on our path has been placed there for a reason. That there is something to be gained, even if where we end up on the other side is not where we thought we would be, not where we thought we were going. But there was a lesson along the way that we wouldn't have gained any other way, perhaps. And so can we allow ourselves to sit in the challenging moments, to find our way through them, and to embrace them because of the growth that they offer us. Or maybe there's something you brought with you to your practice today. Maybe there's something you're working on in your individual practice or in your life off your yoga mat that these 60 minutes can support. And just letting that intention begin to fill your body, your heart, and your mind. Feeling that intention reach all the way through each layer of you. Maybe place one or both hands on your heart. And as you feel that intention reaching through each layer of body, heart, and mind, we'll take 2 more rounds of clearing breath to seal our intentions in and to offer them out to the world, to the universe. So big breath through your nose again, fill your lungs all the way to the top. And open mouth, exhale, release. And deep breath in through our noses. We fill our lungs all the way full. Then we take an open mouth exhale and let it go. Then allowing your lips to seal again, your Ujjayi breath to light up as you breathe through your nose fully. And your exhales empty through your nose all the way out. All the way until you reach the bottoms of your lungs. And as you continue this full Ujjayi breath, go ahead and find your way to your back body and a full body stretch. So letting your hands reach up and overhead, reaching from your fingers to your toes. Maybe finding some circles through your ankles and wrists. And then let your knees come into your body. And as you pull your thighs in close, take a little rock from one side to the other, back and forth. And then keep your knees bent, but place your feet down to the earth and reach just your right leg to the sky for a hamstring stretch. You can use your hands to bring your right leg towards you, and then maybe point, flex, take a couple rotations through your right ankle in each direction. And then go ahead and flex your right heel high to the sky with a big breath in. And on your exhale, you're going to stack your right thigh on top of your left like eagle legs, just a single stack. And then walk your left foot to the left side of your yoga mat and let your knees drop over to the right. So a little bit of internal rotation through your left thigh bone. You can let your arms reach out wide. And then take a big breath along the length of your left side. Go ahead and slide your right thigh off of your left. So kind of just like a pinwheel shape. And then bring your knees back to center. And we'll just go to second side. Left leg lengthens to the ceiling. Reach around your left leg. And then take a moment to open up here. So again, any movement through your ankle, point, flex, circle. Our yoga practice is this perfect practice for navigating the unknowns off the yoga mat. But you step into this practice each time, not knowing the direction that we're headed, not knowing the path that you'll be on, not knowing the challenges that will come. And with the practice, with your breath, with your trust in yourself, you make your way eventually to that Shavasana on the other side. And so trusting in that today. When you're ready, left thigh is going to stack on top of your right. That single eagle leg stack. Wander your right foot to the right and drop your knees over to the left. And breathing along your right side body, just take a moment to fill your right side with breath, to feel that stretch reaching from inside out. And allow your exhale all the time it needs to empty out completely. And just like you did on the first side, from here to unwind, just slide your left leg off of your right. And then go ahead and bring your knees back to center. Lift your legs up into a little upside down tabletop, and then stack your right thigh on top of your left thigh, that single eagle leg stack again. So right thigh on top of left, and then just zip your shins up together. So you're in this little upside down tabletop with eagle legs. And you can either eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left, or you can take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. You're gonna find a little eagle core connection here. Then on your breath in, you're gonna start to lower your left big toe to tap the earth, reach your fingertips up overhead. And on your exhale, curl up and in, head, shoulders, and maybe your hips as well, lift off the earth. And then on your inhale, slow motion, your elbows and knees move away from each other as you expand. And on your exhale, draw up and in, slow and strong, head, shoulders, and maybe hips lift off the earth. Same thing, inhale to open. Creating space across your front half. On your exhale, use your core to lift up and in. Navel to spine, last two like this. We're gonna inhale to open. And exhale to crunch up and in. Last one here, inhale, open. And exhale, contract. Letting your head and shoulders relax back just for a moment. Unwind everything, let your arms find bodice arms for a second. Place your feet to the earth, take a couple windshield wipers from side to side. Maybe a big breath in through your nose. An open mouth exhale, letting it go. We're gonna do the same thing second side. So bringing your legs into an upside down tabletop to start. You'll stack your left thigh on top of your right, a single eagle leg stack. Zip your shins up together and then either eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right or take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. And on your inhale, you're gonna start to open up, maybe right big toe taps the earth, fingers stretch overhead. Exhale, slowly lift everything off the ground, head, shoulders, hips. And inhale to expand. And use your exhale to lift you up. Navel hugs down towards the ground. And then we'll take 3 more with breath. Inhale to open, using the full breath in to expand. On your exhale, use the full length of your exhale to lift. Find that little pause at the top. Last 2, breathe in to open. Exhale, curl up and in. Good, one more time, inhale, open. And exhale to contract. Go ahead and release, relax, unwind. You can either take the goddess arms and windshield wipers again, or you can take a happy baby pose, whatever you prefer. Take a big breath through your nose. And another exhale out of your mouth. And go ahead and release your knees to your chest and start to find your way up to tabletop. Only on all fours. And as you take a moment to stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, let your fingers open wide. And then go ahead and inhale to your cow pose. Begin to lift your heart, lift your tailbone tall, big stretch across your belly. And exhale, cat pose, just one time around your spine. Head and tailbone tuck. Then inhale to your cow pose, heart and tailbone lift. And keep your hips high and stacked over your knees. With your exhale, walk your hands forward for Anahatasana. Forehead or chest comes to the earth. Melting down to your mat, big stretch through the front and back of your body. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Maybe one more slow inhale. And one more slow exhale. Press your hands and just walk back into your tabletop pose for a moment. Now you're gonna keep your hips stacked over your knees. We're gonna bring your forearms down to the earth, like a forearm plank. So in this little forearm tabletop, shoulders over elbows, forearms two parallel lines, fingers wide across the earth, and then go ahead and tuck your toes underneath on your inhale and hover your knees above the ground as you exhale. So in this hovering forearm tabletop, really press down through your forearms, pull your navel to your spine, shoulders are out of ears, and energetically drag your elbows towards your toes and just slightly reach your heart forward to your fingertips. Keep pulling your navel up and in, keep rooting through your forearms as strong as you can, and continue to breathe for one more cycle. At the very bottom of your next exhale, your knees return to the earth and press your way back up to your tabletop pose, all fours. And last little opening before we find down dog, we're gonna take our tabletop gecko pose. So take your hands wider than your yoga mat, tent your fingertips on the earth, heart's in line with your fingertips. You're gonna start to dive your heart down to the ground. Elbows go wide to stack over your wrists, shoulders are sliding out of your ears. Press your finger pads actively into the earth to engage your upper arms. Press your heart actively to the ground. And then reach your elbows as wide as you can. Actively reach your left elbow to the left and your right elbow to the right. And use an in-breath to lift back through your center. And we'll add in a twist on your exhale. Right shoulder's gonna dip in, twist towards the left, looking towards your left wrist. And then on your inhale, rise up through center. And exhale to second side, left shoulder dips in, twist towards the right. Then go ahead and breathe your way back through center. And when you're ready, exhale through your tabletop pose and to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back. Just taking a moment here, reach one heel down towards the ground, then the other. Starting to warm up and wake up your hamstrings. Then maybe move your head up and down gently and side to side gently to check in with your neck. When you're ready, an in-breath is going to lift your right leg to the sky, find your three-legged dog. Keeping your right leg long, flex your foot and square your hip. And then bend your right heel to your seat like a hamstring curl, like a donkey kick. Creating more of a stretch through your left hamstring. Big breath in, and on your exhale, right foot's gonna step forward to the top of your yoga mat. Feel free to help it there. Lift up to your fingertips and find your cow lunge. Left knee hovers, reach your heart forward on your inhale. Good, and forward fold as you exhale. Press through your right foot, left foot to the top of your yoga mat. Soften your knees and dive over your thighs just for a breath here. And on your next inhale, take a halfway lift, begin to lengthen out through your spine. And exhale, forward fold release. Breathe in to rise all the way up, reaching to the ceiling, Anahatasana. Then your exhale, you're gonna take your right wrist in front of your left, so creating this little diamond over your head, elbows wide. And with your right wrist in front of your left, elbows wide, your palms are facing forward. You're gonna start to slide your elbows back in space. You can soften through your knees and let your tailbone get heavy. Shoulders slide down your back body. From here, if you want to, you can inhale towards a little bit of a back bend. Think about your shoulder blades lifting your heart up to the sky. And then on your exhale, swan dive forward. Let your arms reach out really wide. And hinge forward at your hips. And take a halfway lift breath in. And on your exhale, high plank pose, plant your hands down and step your feet back. And strong through your quads and your core, take a slow inhale. And just stay right here as you exhale. The next breath in, shift forward to your tippy toes. And on your exhale, lower all the way to the earth, slow and strong, space between your shoulders and your ears. Strong through your quads as you release to your belly. Once you get there, untuck your toes and anchor through your toenails. Inhale to a low cobra, lift through the back of your heart space. On your exhale, release back down. Sphinx pose, you're gonna walk your elbows to stack beneath your shoulders. You press your way up onto your forearms, proud chest, forearms 2 parallel lines. Fingers are wide and active, press through your forearms. Take a breath in. Option to stay here, or on your exhale, tuck your toes underneath and find your forearm plank, zipping up through your center. Good. Now keeping your elbows and your toes where they are, you can either stay here or on a breath in, again, elbows and toes stay. You're gonna use your core to pull your hips towards an elongated dolphin pose. Push down and forward through your forearms. Then exhale back to forearm plank. 2 more like that if you would like it. Inhale towards your dolphin. And exhale, forearm plank. Remember, you can of course be holding forearm plank or sphinx. One more time, inhale, pull from your core, hips towards the sky. And exhale, forearm plank. To sphinx pose, hips to the earth. Untuck your toes. Bring your forehead to the earth as you slide your hands back in space. And then inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Open your heart. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And on your inhale, lift your left leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. And on your exhale, with your hips square, hamstring curl your left heel to your seat. Feel your left thigh bone moving energetically to the ceiling on your breath in. And then big step forward, left foot to the top of your yoga mat, breath out. Your fingertips, right knee hovers, cow lunge with your inhale, stretch your sternum forward. And forward fold as you exhale, right foot to the top. Take a big breath in, lengthen up halfway. And exhale to fold back down. Good, rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana on your inhale. Left wrist in front of your right. Bend your elbows to your diamond arms, soften your knees maybe. Shoulders slide down and then slide your elbows back in space. Press your wrists back in space. Option to inhale, lift your heart with your shoulder blades. Little baby back bend. And exhale, swan dive forward, taking your time to dive down towards the ground. Bend a halfway lift on your breath in. And high plank pose, breath out. Strong setup as you stay for your in-breath. And stay for your out-breath. And inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down again, slow and steady. On your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale, low or high cobra. You can choose how high you lift. And exhale to release. Sphinx pose, elbows beneath your shoulders. Take an inhale. Stay here or on your exhale, tuck your toes, forearm plank. Option to hold your forearm plank, or this time, option to walk your feet in towards a dolphin pose. So feet walk towards your elbows. Think down dog through your lower half. On your forearms, you're squeezing an imaginary block between your upper arm bones, super strong. Okay. Forearms stay parallel to each other. You're pushing down and forward through your arms. And then taking one more big breath in, fill your lungs. Maybe open mouth, exhale out. Walk your feet back through forearm plank. We also meet in our Sphinx pose again, hips to the earth. As you untuck your toes, you're gonna lower your forehead to the earth and slide your hands back in space. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, open. And exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Good. From here, inhale your right leg up tall, 3-legged dog. Like before, keeping your hips square, hamstring, curl your right heel to your seat. Pause for your inhale. Right knee towards left tricep as you exhale, cross underneath your body. Three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg to the sky. And step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. From here, cow lunge, left knee hovers on your inhale. This time, exhale to a cat lunge, lengthen out your legs. Go ahead and bend into your right knee with your breath in, and standing splits. Use your exhale to push to your right foot, and your in-breath is going to lift your left toes towards the sky. For today, square your hips, and then option here to bend your left heel towards your seat, finding that same hamstring curl shape. Take a breath in. And then with your out breath, bend your right knee and step into chair pose. So let your left foot land on the earth. Let your seat get low. And then pressing through your heels, breathe in to lift your heart and hands. And airplane arms on your exhale, hands reach back beside you. And then strong through your left leg, go ahead and rise up to stand with your right leg, one-legged Tadasana, full breath in. So it's a little early to be standing on one leg. We haven't done much with the left leg yet. So giving it a moment to wake up, to holding us. Take your inhale here. On your exhale, we're going to goddess our arms. You have the option to kick your right foot forward if you want to. Then inhale, bend your right knee, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale to your airplane pose just for a moment. Flying back. And now we're going to be moving to a warrior one. So to transition from your airplane to your warrior one, think just like you're going to crescent, right toes are going to find the earth. And then once your right toes have landed, let your right heel spin down and lift your heart and hands. You can always adjust your feet further if you need to. So if your feet don't land where you want them, just take a moment to wiggle until you find that sweet spot. Hips moving towards the front of your yoga mat, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, let your elbows goddess again. Elbows go wide, but this time let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Right thumb goes on top of left. Lift your chest with a big breath in. And then you can hold here or humble warrior. Option to dive down towards the inside of your left thigh. Let your head hang heavy. Take one breath in. And one breath out. With inhale, push through your feet, rise up. Reach your hands up to the sky. And then exhale your hands to the ground to frame your left foot, unhook your right heel. Three-legged dog, lift your left leg to the ceiling, big breath in. And then hamstring, curl your left heel to your seat with your breath out. On your inhale, lift your left thigh bone slightly higher. Then exhale, left knee, right tricep, cross your knee underneath your body, stretch your sternum forward. Three-legged dog, inhale to lift your left leg high. Use your exhale to step your left foot forward to the top. Cow lunge, right knee dips low with your breath in. And cat lunge, yeah, one time lengthen through your legs. This time when you bend into your left knee, find your way to standing splits. Use your left leg strength to lead, so push through your left foot. Right toes will reach to the sky. With any amount of softness through your left knee, option to bend your right heel towards your booty. That hamstring curl donkey kick action. Take a breath in. And then bending through your left knee, chair pose. Step into your seat. Right, take an inhale to lift through heart and hand, stretch bones, actively stretch back. And exhale, airplane arms. Right leg is your base. Go ahead and rise up to stand with your left leg. Just giving yourself a moment to calibrate. When you're ready, you'll find an in-breath. And on your exhale, goddess your arms. Option to extend your left leg any amount. With your breath in, bend your left knee again, reach your hands to the sky. And airplane pose as you breathe out. With your airplane of moment, feel your sternum stretching forward so you're proud through your heart space. And then warrior one. So left toe step back. As your left heel spins down, lift your hardened hands. And your hips are moving towards square. You have that slight angle through your back foot. Right thigh bone is plugging in, but we're still committed to the lunge. Take a big breath in again. And when you're ready, goddess to your arms. Let your hands fold at interlace behind you. Left thumb on top this time. Big breath in, proud chest. Stay here or dive towards the inside of your right leg for your humble warrior. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. We'll inhale back to warrior one. Use the bind to start, and then eventually release your hands, reach up top. And on your exhale, high plank pose this time, hands to the earth. Unhook your left heel and step your right foot back. Take a breath in to shift forward, and exhale to lower to the ground, slow and control. When you get there, untuck your toes. Inhale low or high cobra, you choose. And exhale to release. Sphinx pose, walk your elbows underneath your shoulders. Drive down through your forearms, take a big breath in, proud chest. Stay or exhale to tuck your toes and find your forearm plank. Option to walk your feet into your dolphin pose again. Relax the weight of your skull, squeeze your upper arm bones actively to the midline so you feel your upper back engage. You can hold in your dolphin or with an inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. On your exhale, hit this square, bend your right heel to your seat. Take a breath in, re-extend your right leg long. Exhale, dolphin pose. Second side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, heel towards seat. Inhale, lengthen through your left leg. And exhale, dolphin pose. Now take a big breath in. As controlled as you can, start to bend your knees. Slow motion, bring your knees down to the ground for child's pose. So super slow motion, knees find the earth. And let your hips reach to your heels. Maybe reach your hands back to your feet as well. And just let your shoulders round down. Take one breath here. And go ahead and rise up, grab a sip of water if you're thirsty. I'm gonna show you a kind of funky movement that we're going to add into this dolphin situation at the end of our next layer. So we're gonna be combining this kind of like hovering forearm tabletop and our dolphin pose. So if you remember at the very beginning, we're on our forearms, we tucked our toes and hovered our knees. So we're in this hovering forearm tabletop. We're going to be moving from our dolphin pose to basically that. So what it looks like is from my dolphin pose. Also, just a reminder, you can always be in Sphinx, forearm plank with your knees up or down. You can just hold your dolphin, or you can do this. This is just an option. In your dolphin pose, I'm pressing down through my forearms. I inhale to lift a leg. And then on my exhale, I'm going to bend both of my knees. I'm going to pull my knees into my belly using my core. I'm going to come to a hover. This lifted leg can either tap the earth or stay lifted. I'm sliding my heart slightly forward. I'm going to push through my bottom toes. In this case, that's my right toes, to lift my hips and left leg to the sky again. Big breath in. So again, as I exhale, my knees are pulling to my belly. I'm shifting my heart towards my thumbs just a little bit. And I'm going to push through my bottom leg to re-extend. So it's like a little dolphin pulse. It's quite fun. So what happens when I have like a 2-day weekend, I come up with crazy things. So we'll put that at the end of our next layer. We'll do it 3 times each side, but taking a pause between sides. 3 times is just an offering. You can always do it once or twice instead. Okay, go ahead and find down dog when you're ready. We'll meet there. We're gonna revisit some of our eagle stuff before you get to our dolphin. So you have some time for that to settle in. In your downward facing dog, go ahead and take a really big breath in through your nose. And cleansing exhale, let it go. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. On your exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep right away, so cross underneath your body. Holding for your breath in, thigh high into your chest. Keep stretching your heart forward as you stay for breath out. Three-legged dog, inhale your right leg to the ceiling. On your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. We'll take one cow lunge as we inhale. I'm gonna go all the way to standing split, so exhale, push your right foot, and inhale your left leg to the sky. Option to find the hamstring curl donkey kick here. Take a breath in. Option for one Shiva squat. Be bending through your knees, sink your booty down. Take a little pause at the bottom so you can reach your heart forward and up slightly. And then dig through your right heel, standing splits, driving down to lengthen your left leg up. Chair pose, bend both your knees. Find a strong foundation first, hips get low. And then inhale, lift your heart and hands. Exhale to airplane your arms beside you. And then eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left. Shoulders out of ears. And then try to reach your fingertips away from your face. So create more distance between your hands and your fingertips. Elbows are sliding away from your chest. Good. Lean into your strong left leg. Go ahead and stand up with your right leg. Eagle arm, one-legged Tadasana. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, eagle pose, bend into your left knee. Right thigh is gonna stack on top. Zip your legs up together. Use your right obliques to lift your right hip in line with your left, shoulders back. Good, give it one more breath here, squeezing to center. Now as we inhale, we're gonna rise up to a one-legged Tadasana with goddess arms. So as you breathe in, unwind the goddess arms, bring your right leg up, option to kick your right leg forward. And then exhale, airplane pose. Dive your chest forward as your right leg reaches back. Pause for a breath in. And then slow motion, strong left leg brings you to warrior one. Right toes release down, right heel to the earth. Inhale, lift through heart and hands. This time with your exhale, we're gonna find the diamond arms again. So take your right wrist in front of your left. As you bend at your elbows, slide your elbows back in space. Palms are facing forward. And then use your shoulder blades to lift your heart up towards the sky a little bit. Maybe look up a little bit as you breathe in. Exhale, goddess arms. Hands will fall to interlace behind you, right thumb on top of left. Take your inhale. And maybe humble warrior as you exhale. One big breath in. This time we're going to stay low. Everyone on your exhale, bring your hands to the earth to frame your left foot. As you unhook your right heel, right palm to the ground, just take a twist, reach your left hand to the sky. If you draw one big circle in each direction with your left arm, opening up your shoulder even more for your dolphin. And then left hand frames your left foot, three-legged dog. We're gonna take second side before we find our dolphin pose. So three-legged dog, big breath in, left knee, right tricep as you breathe out, shoulders out of ears. Lengthen through your spine, hold for your inhale. And stay as you exhale. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts back up. With your exhale, land your left foot forward. Cow lunge, right knee hovers. Deep breath in. And standing splits, press through your strong left foot, and then right toes glide up towards the sky. Option for your hamstring curl, donkey kick, take your inhale. And Shiva squat with exhale if you want it. Go ahead and sink down. Proud chest at the bottom for a moment, and then push your left heel to re-extend. Good, chair pose, step into your seat. Your booty gets low. Breathe in, lift your heart and hands high. Good airplane arms with your exhale. Eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right. So while we still have 2 feet on the earth, really hone in your eagle arms. Shoulders out of ears. Elbows lifting in line with your shoulders and away from your sternum. Fingertips slide away from your face, so create a little more distance between your face and your hands. Leaning into your right foot, rise up with your left leg. Keep squeezing your arms together as you reach your elbows away from your chest. And then eagle pose, left thigh is going to stack on top of your right. So trying to engage your left obliques, your left side body, to lift your left hip in line with your right. Squeeze your inner thighs, check in with what's happening with your arms. Take one more moment here. Then using your next breath in, goddess arm, one-legged Tadasana, unwind and lift up. Option to kick your left foot forward for a moment. And airplane pose, we fly it back. Take your time. It's okay if it's wobbly. Breathe in. Warrior one, exhale, left toe step down, spin your left toe to the ground as you lift through heart and hands. And left wrist in front of your right as you bend at your elbows, really let your shoulders melt down your back body first. Then press your wrist back, maybe shoulder blades scoop your heart towards the sky, big breath in. Exhale, goddess arms. Into chest expansion, bind left thumb on top of your right. Find your inhalation. Maybe humble warrior with your exhalation. Letting your head fall towards the earth, space between shoulders and ears, take a breath in. With exhale, we'll all frame our right foot with our hands. Unhook your left heel, so you're just in your low lunge. Left palm to the ground, twist your right hand at the sky. Draw a big, big circle with your right arm in each direction, as big as you can. So opening out through your shoulder. And release your right hand to the earth. High plank pose, step your right foot back to meet your left. Again, inhale to shift forward. Exhale, slow and control to the ground. Elbows are hugging back and in. Crown of the head reaches forward as you descend. Untuck your toes and just take a belly down Shavasana first for 3 breaths. Shoulders melting away from your ears again. Take 2 more cycles of breath right here. But before we go into this little dolphin pulse variation, we're going to take one more heart opener. So go ahead and make your way into your gecko pose on your belly. We'll take our shoulder opener afterwards. So gecko pose, fingertips on the earth, nice and wide, elbows over wrists, shoulders out of ears. We'll inhale to lift our hearts up any amount. Pull your heart forward and exhale, dip your left shoulder in, look over to the right. Follow your inhale to bring yourself back through center. And exhale, second side, right shoulder dips in, look over to the left. And inhale back through center. Lengthen your heart forward and exhale to lower down. Okay, making your way to Sphinx Pose to start. Go ahead and just find Sphinx. Hang out for a breath. And really working on the integrity of your arm placement and alignment. Make sure your elbows are beneath your shoulders. Your forearms are 2 parallel lines. There's a tendency for our elbows to start to splay wide and our hands to kind of collapse into the midline. So trying to keep your forearms as 2 parallel lines. A little bit of your hands coming in is okay. Most humans are tight in this way so that the hands want to collapse in, so that's pretty normal, but working to keep the pinky edges of your hands pressing out as your upper arm bones hug in. Anyhow, go ahead and root through your forearms, take your in breath. And you can stay here, or if you'd like to, exhale to your forearm plank. Tuck your toes, pull your front ribs in, navel to spine. Option to stay here or walk your feet in towards your dolphin pose. Relax your head, keep squeezing your upper arm bones to the center line. You push your hips towards the sky. It does not matter how close your feet are to your elbows. Inhale your right leg to the sky if you're wanting to do the dolphin pulse. On your exhale, bend both of your knees, bringing your thighs towards your chest. Heart reaches slightly forward at the bottom. On your inhale, push your left toes, reach your hips and right leg to the sky. 2 more. Exhale, pulse down towards that hover, navel to spine. And inhale, push down to lift up. One more time. Exhale, dip low, navel to spine. And inhale, push right leg to the sky. With your exhale, dolphin pose. Take a breath in. Super slow motion, bring your knees to the earth with the breath out. Sit back to your heels, either child's pose, or just rise up to a seat for a moment. If you want to, you can do a little shoulder circle in each direction. Okay. Once you're ready, we're going to do second side, and then we'll be out of time. So to go to your dolphin pose, you don't have to go through your forearm plank. You can just come from a tabletop. Go ahead and set your forearms up on the earth. If you're exploring something different than dolphin, feel free to take whatever you want at this time. And then dolphin pose if you're moving with me. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Re-engage your upper arm bones to the center line. Check out that your hands aren't collapsing to the midline. Push actively down and forward through your arms so it's like you're trying to lengthen your side bodies. And inhale your left leg to the sky. You're exploring dolphin pulses. On your exhale, bend your knees towards your belly. Let your heart sweep forward slightly, hips get low. Push through your right toes, use your core to lift your left leg to the sky, breath in. 2 more, exhale, pulse. Pull your navel in, sink low, let your booty get low. And push down to lift back up with your inhale. Last time, exhale, pulse. Shoulders out of ears. And inhale, lengthen, left leg lifts. Exhale, dolphin, take a breath here. And again, as slowly as you can, bend through your knees. Super slow motion, your core arrives your knees down to the earth. And release child's pose. We're gonna seat just with your eyes closed. Take a big breath in. And an open mouth exhale out. Okay. Because of time, we're going to do one more little heart opener to balance out what we've been doing, but we'll take it from a seat. So you can either sit on your shins or in a cross-legged seat, whatever is comfortable. We're just going to inhale to reach hands high. Yep, and exhale, goddess your arms. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. It doesn't matter what thumb is on top. And then you can have your elbows bent or long. Let your collarbones open up, front ribs in. And then you're just going to drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And just try to let your head be as heavy as it can towards the left shoulder. Your chest extension bind, collarbones opening. Take a big breath to the right side of your neck. And on your exhale, let your chin fall towards your chest. Collarbone still wide, take a breath in. On your exhale, right ear, right shoulder, head heavy to the right, good. Take a big breath into the left side of your neck. Stay as you exhale. One more time, chin to chest, collarbones wide. Take a big breath in. Head is heavy, chin to chest as you breathe out. And release your mind, slowly lift up your gaze. And at the top of your yoga mat, go ahead and finding your way to your back body. You can take one reverse tabletop before you go, or you can just lower down. So option for reverse tabletop, hands beneath shoulders, fingers to seat. Maybe push through your feet and hands to lift your hips up. Just like one big breath in here, maybe a little bit of movement if that feels good. And then we'll exhale down and we'll all lower to the back body. So feel free to use your core. Feel free just to hug your knees in and relax back. And then we'll meet eventually in our happy baby pose again. So whenever you find your way to the earth, hands to your feet, ankles or shins. If you'd like to, you can extend one or both legs. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, figure four, your right ankle on your left thigh. Feel free to thread the needle here and reach around your left hamstring. Do flex to your right ankle, maybe a rock from left to right, back and forth, side to side. Take a big breath in. And with your exhale, we'll do wind removing pose. So as we go to wind removing pose, let's do left leg forward first and right leg towards the body. Interlacing your hands on your right shin. Take a big breath in. And then we'll go supine twist, right knee tips across us to the left. If you want to continue some of the heart opening that we've been doing, you can take a goddess arm in your right arm. Or just allow your right arm to land wherever it wants to. Take 2 slow and steady breaths here. And then when you're ready to come back to center, bring both knees to your chest. And then figure for your left ankle on your right thigh. Opening through your left hip for 3 breaths. Again, movement or stillness. When you're moving pose, right leg reaches long and your left knee into your torso. Take your inhale. And supine twist with your exhale. Again, option for a goddess arm, your left arm. When you come back to center this time, just bring both knees into your chest. Curl your nose up to your knees, curling into a tight little ball. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, go ahead and find your way to Shavasana, unless there's something else you want to add in along the way. Feel free to take a couple breaths to add in anything else. And you begin to settle in. Just allow your eyes to close. Allow your whole body to soften and sink into the support of the earth. Returning to this space, which is familiar. after wandering through the unknowns, navigating the new challenges, what's been placed in our path, we arrive back here, back home with our body and our breath, and the mindful awareness of the moment. And begin to notice your breath again. And you begin to notice your breath, notice your body. Notice if there are any lingering areas of stickiness or tension or tightness that you can melt away with your next breath out. And then we'll just close our practice from Shavasana today. If you'd like to, you could bring one or both hands to your heart again. Maybe bringing your intention back to the forefront again, to feel it in your body, your heart, and your mind. And as we take this final moment to pause, we take a moment to recognize the time and the intention that you devoted to your practice. Take a moment to recognize the gift of the practice itself. Take a moment to recognize all that our bodies are capable of and how grateful we are just to be able to step onto our yoga mats and move and breathe in the ways that we do. We're grateful for the challenges that life places in front of us and forces us to navigate through and around and learn from, because our growth happens not just through the easy walk through the garden, but also through the times of challenge and having to navigate. So taking a big breath in through your nose, fill your lungs all the way to the top. And when you're ready, open mouth, exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion, and may our practices serve as our teachers, guiding us to live more authentically, love more deeply, and see more clearly each and every day. Thank you so much for being here, and namaste.